was to purchase this property. And actually, we cleared the way for other agencies to buy real property. And a lot of them have since then, most of them have. But we bought this, and I used the House Bill 411 monies to pay the down payment on this facility, and then borrow the rest of the money from the bank.
Was it in this good a shape when you bought it?
It was pretty much. And we've done, well, we had a major remodeling on it when, 10 years ago.
99.
Yeah, somewhere along there. We've done wallpaper, but it's basically about the same as it was when we purchased it.
And you said the fireplace behind DR is...
That's Italian marble. That's rock here, Italy.
I think this is acrylic, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
that's
acrylic paint.
was painted by a lady here in the county.
And the floor is
And the woodwork
just
throughout this
incredible.
building is basically walnut, and all the hinges. When I bought this house, we had to get an appraisal on it, and they appraised the historical aspect of it was appraised at no limit. They couldn't put a limit on what it would be worth historically. For commercial purposes, it was appraised like $500,000 because of all the woodwork and the hardware on the doors, and that walnut staircase, and the silver statue, the German silver statue, and the glass chandelier that was in here at the time.
Yeah.
Of course, that chandelier fell once. This is a new one here.
That was when you made the ghost mad, right?
We were all sitting in the coffee room one morning drinking coffee and heard this crash. You talk about thinking a place is haunted. We heard this crash and we looked all over the building. Couldn't find it, and I unlocked my door to come in, and I had a conference table set up here, and that chandelier had fallen on the table.
I think that's been
Completely
that's
destroyed.
been that might have been back when I was the auditor.
Could have been.
It's not been that long ago, but it's
No,
been
it
a
hadn't
long
been
time.
real long. But anyhow, we replaced it with that one. But the hinges, at that time, they were saying that the hinges on the door were worth $150 to $200 each.
Why?
We had
What's
those.
special about the hinges?
Well, they're basically hand forged, or they're forged.
Oh, wow.
You look at them, and I think most of them are brass instead of, historically, people just want to get a hold of them. And then the staircase is solid walnut. The owner of the house, when we bought the house, the owner told me that in 1948, he had an architect in New York to come down here and offer him $50,000 for the stairway, and they would replace it with an oak. They wanted to take the stairway and move it to New York and put it in a mansion they were building in New York. And he said he didn't want to put up with the hassle, so he wouldn't do it. So there's quite a bit of value just in the property, the wood and the facilities here.
So it was a residence up until you bought it?
No, it's a funeral home.
Oh, wow.
It was a residence until John Campbell moved away from it, or died. Actually, he died upstairs. And then there was a funeral home open here, and then Baker Funeral Home bought it back in the 30s, I think, and they ran it up till we bought it.
Did you have a lot of competition for buying it? I would think there would be
Nah,
people
it's
all over.
Pretty much of an
Such a
under the
beautiful
table
building.
deal. Nobody knew it was even happening. But he had 3 other people that was interested in it. One of them wanted to make an apartment, wanted to divide it up into apartments. One of them was talking about doing a restaurant. And of course, I wanted it for office space, and because it was a commercial area. And we were the successful bidder, so.
Well, it makes perfect sense. He built the community. Community
Right,
action
yeah.
builds the
Yeah,
community.
I thought it was a perfect spot for community action because of John Campbell's history in developing the county and being a strong abolitionist. And everything was really wrong with it.
He was a man of tolerance.
Yeah, he was.
You know, if you
He
look-
was appointed by Abraham Lincoln as the first tax collector in this district.
Wow.
And he developed the first telegraph between here and Pomeroy, Ohio.
Well, he built all these churches because
Yeah,
he wanted
and
somebody that,
basically
that in
developed
his
a-
town. to-
Developed the
whatever-
first bank,
Yeah,
the Iron Bank, which is still here. There's a bank here in town that's a successful bank.
yeah.
And he developed the first fire department.
Is that where Edwards Klein is now?
Yeah.
That's what I figured. The vault's still
No,
there.
no, no, not Edwards Klein. It's over. Yeah, maybe it is. It was called the Iron Bank.
They kept the vault.
Yeah.
The vault's still over there. I just thought, the idea that he wanted whoever, whatever church you wanted to go to, whatever your belief
Yeah.
was, he wanted a church for.
Yeah, when he laid out the town, he gave every church, the town was laid out, was called the Ohio Land Company. And each one of the churches was donated land. And the city building was built on Ohio Land Company land. And there was a provision in that donation that if they ever cease as a church or the city, that the land would be donated or be given back to the company. Well, the company's gone, so. But there's some beautiful old churches here.
Yeah. It's new. There's a lot of renewal going on. A lot of, we've been kind of part of a lot of downtown revitalization. Even just as simple as the Ironton